What's going on, guys? Just doing a little quick breakdown before I go into work and school. As of 6:53 this morning Eastern Time, as Ariel Helwani reported, Conor McGregor is still being held in the precinct. What's going on? I don't understand why he did this. I do understand why he did it, because of Artem, who is his best friend, and Khabib was bullying Artem, which, if it was my best friend, would I want to step in to protect him and stand up for him? I would. But at the same time, I'm not worth millions and millions of dollars, and I don't have a bunch of eyes on me. So Conor should have been a little bit smarter about this, and he should have handled it maybe inside the octagon, because honestly, I think he can beat Khabib. But now, who knows if he'll ever even fight in the UFC again. My personal belief is he definitely will. So that interview that Dana did saying that he doesn't want to work with Conor, I believe that's just a bunch of hogwash. Conor brings in millions and millions and millions of dollars to the UFC, and Dana is not going to give that up. So another thought is, I don't believe Conor was going to be stripped of his title. He came out on Twitter, what was that, 2 days ago, and said, "You'll fucking do nothing. You'll fucking do nothing." And he just said that no one's going to take his title from him. So now that this has happened, I believe that Dana will strip him now. You know, when Dana tends to let his feelings get in the way of things, he tends to make some pretty rash decisions. So Conor will be going to a local judge in New York later on today, and I believe that he will obviously post bail instantly. I'm not sure if he will stay in New York or if he will go back to his jet and go back to Dublin. Or you never know, maybe a lot of people think that he's going to show up at WrestleMania. I think that would be a great idea, but who knows? Who knows? Or he might pop back into the Barclay Center, but they probably have a ban on him. But that would be great if he did, and then that would get into the head of Khabib. Maybe give Max Holloway a little bit more of an edge, because Max Holloway is definitely going to need something when he steps into that cage with Khabib on Saturday night. Khabib is just a different animal, and see where it goes. I do wish Max the best of luck. He's one of my favorite fighters, and takes some balls to do what he's doing. But let's get back on this Conor McGregor story. Leave some comments below and tell me what you think of it. I just don't understand the mindset behind it. I really don't. He's going to have all these lawsuits put forth now on him. Michael Chiesa is out of the fight. He went to the hospital with lacerations on his face. And while he was at the hospital, he did call Dana and say that he was still going to take the fight. And then the New York Commission stepped in and said, no dice, fights off. So that sucks. And it sucks for Chiesa, and then it sucks for Pettis also. These guys put in this long training camp. You know, when you're in a training camp, you're spending money too. So you're banking on getting some of that money back from the fight. And now that's not happening. And then now Ray Borg, I just find out Ray Borg, he also isn't fighting. So supposedly he got glass in his eye, which I need to look into more, because I think that this story is kind of nonsense. I mean, come on, man. The dude wears glasses, don't he? How'd he get glass in his eye? If he wears glasses, wouldn't that have blocked it from going into his eye? But, you know, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say. And then you had Thug Rose, who, you know, she almost broke her hand, and that would have been totally a shame if that fight had got sliced out too. So I know Dana's furious, you know, because these fights that are getting canceled, they were like pretty big fights, especially the Chiesa fight. That was a big fight that tons of fans were looking forward to, man. I was looking forward to that fight big time, man. I thought that it could have been fight of the night. I do think that Quinta and Paul Felder will be fight of the night because they're both some bruisers. And that's my thoughts on what's going on right now. I'll be back a little later to touch more when he goes to court and we find out, you know, what's going on and what the bail is and if he's leaving or if he's staying. But, you know, I still love Conor McGregor and I'm screaming free Conor. And, he just has to think a little bit more before he acts. And all the drug accusations, Conor McGregor was coked up, he was this, he was that. I think that's all bullshit. That's all the trolls on the internet, all the haters. You know, Conor comes from nothing, and he came into the UFC and made millions and millions and millions of dollars, you know, real fast. So you're going to find haters. But I salute him, man. Like, he busted his ass. He deserves that money. And, you know, free Conor. But at the same time, like, Conor, you have to start thinking more, man. And if that team around you is allowing you to do that, you might want to think about inserting maybe a few more dudes in there that would be like, yo, man, we ain't letting this shit go down. We're not letting you throw your career out the window because of some Russian, you know, that I understand he slapped your best friend on the back of the head and tried to punk him in front of some people. But at the same time, like, we're talking about your career, Conor. We're talking about little Conor, your son. Just had a son. We're trying to build a legacy and a future for him. So we don't want to let Khabib ruin that for you, do we? Nah, we don't. But I'm just here to let everybody know that I'm supporting him. I hope you are too. You know, I'm a true fan of Conor, and I'm definitely going to be, you know, by his side through this whole thing. I'll catch you guys later.